But in the meantime, it's time for BJ's Best.
Well, thank you, Drew. I for this week's edition of BJ's Best. Well,
My fault.
that's all good. For this week's edition of BJ's Best, I did bring along some help because I got to do something pretty cool last week for the first
Yep.
time in my broadcasting career. I haven't had a chance to go back and grab more than just what I've got, but I wanted to play you a little sample and we can kind of discuss and you can, if you would like to, at least, I mean, if you think it's okay, no notes or anything like that, I am open to critiques. But I did my first basketball game in 6 years, and it was my first solo game in 6 years. Well, first solo basketball game, I should say, on the radio back in Commerce, and it was my first basketball game at the Division I level. So, A&M Commerce women's basketball team started off the Valerie King era with a win over Division III Laterno, and let's listen back to a little bit from last Monday night as to how that sounded on the airwaves over in Commerce, America.
Second attempt, no. Rebound this time controlled by A&M Commerce. Boyce feeds it inside, DeCock back out, and now the pass is going to find its way over to Newsome, top of the key, three-pointer up and good. Jordan Newsome with her third three-pointer of the contest. She's got 11, which ties her for the team lead, 50-17. Gaines answers at the other end with a lay-in. The team's going back and forth, and that's not something that Laterno is in a good position to do. Lions immediately. Other end, no. The shot by Deck, not able to draw iron, controlled by the Yellow Jackets as Gaines will bring it up. She'll slow it down as they did not have the numbers advantage. Right wing, Gaines steps back, fires a three, no. And Deck will control the rebound. Back the other way, 2-on-1, now 3-on-1, corner three for Newsome! Jordan Newsome catching fire. Maybe she's trying to find her way to a Courtney Fields type night. The last time these two teams faced, it was a 102-47 win for A&M Commerce that day in 2017. It's 53-19 tonight. A pickpocket. Gaines lost it. Here's Newsome with it. Boyce gets it back to Newsome. On the wing for three again! Newsome catching fire! Timeout, Laterno. 8:11 to go in the third. Lion U up by 37 points. It is 56-19. We're back right after this on the Lion Sports Network.
There you go.
I was there for that Courtney Fields day. What a beautiful day. She made
I ran the board for that game, believe it or not, back in 2017. I think that was the last game before Thanksgiving that year. They had a little mini break for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. It was super early in the season.
Yeah. It was in November. It was obviously before they would have started LSC play up, but I know that's something that you and I and Coach Burton have talked about as well with her and what she was able to do that day. So it was just funny kind of how the symmetry of that day and getting to see the Yellow Jackets again in Commerce for the first time in all those years since then. So a big win for A&M Commerce, and I guess I did well enough that they're going to have me come back for a couple of men's games here, one this week and one the week after Thanksgiving in the month of November. But I'm leaving it open to you for any suggestions or feedback. I mean,
I don't have any suggestions, brother. I haven't called that many games just yet, so I'm not the one to tell you, whether you did bad or what you got to fix and all that. And I prefer to do our critiques off live anyway.
It's okay.
But no, I mean, I ain't got nothing for you. I mean, I listened to the game. I listened to you do it. I think you did fine. I think you did well, especially, D1 basketball. You knew that was probably going to be a lopsided affair anyway, just because of how, things,
the one team was overmatched.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what we've done to Laterno in the past anyway. I mean, and they're not, to our competition anyway, whether we were D2 or D1.
Yeah.
But no, I think you did fine. The call was solid. Big time three, big time call. It was fun. Good throwback to the Courtney Fields days. Shout out to the people listening that would know anything about those days, and they're probably like, "Oh my gosh, that was." Now thinking about it, that's been what, 5 years now?
6 years, yeah. It was
Oh,
a
6 years.
fall, yes, fall of. I
Gosh,
think it was the start of the 17-18 season. So
oh
they
yeah,
just now
yeah. That's true because that's just when I started getting into the commerce hoops and did a little bit of writing. I was just getting my wheels turning at the time, so that's crazy. That's crazy to throw that back to. But no, you did fine, brother. But yeah, I've only technically done two full games. I mean, you're ahead of me on the docket for right now.
I
Hey,
was
I
gonna
should
say,
be doing this next week after my Monday games. Like, hey, PJ, did I suck or what? You're the D1 broadcaster over here now.
well, not permanently or anything like that for me at least, but it is cool that I was given the opportunity, and it wouldn't be in this position without thanking, of course, my good friend and mentor, both of us, Charlie Chitwood, who he gets to go and be doing all the fancy fun things. He got to go to College Station on Monday, and then he was in Lubbock, and then last Friday over in Rupp Arena
He's
in
on a world
Kentucky.
tour right now.
Oh yeah, and
There's some great places to be. The topper, which it can't happen this year because it's not on the schedule. You stay around for another year, and they book Cameron Indoor next year. That'd be a dream booking for a game. I'd be like, oh, I'm not retiring just yet.
no,
I'm going to Cameron Indoor.
He's not going anywhere for a long
Oh
time.
yeah.
My
Oh,
friend.
he went to college. That was the other place, College Station, where he went to. He saw my good friend Andrew Monaco, who I used to board out for actually
Wow.
4 years ago. I mean, they get they've technically got a whole lot of board offs because that gets broadcast through Learfield networks and whatnot. But I got to do his games for 2 years at one of my old stations, so I got to meet him. He invited me one time, and I don't know if you ever saw that when I posted pictures.
Yeah, I do remember that. That was
in,
the only time you'd be willingly stepping foot on that campus.
Yeah, it's what it feels like anyway. As a Longhorn fan, hook 'em. But no, I got to visit in the press box, kind of see what the setup was like, and really kind of get my first scope of what things look like at that level. And that was, I don't even know, I had a very small interest back then, but it wasn't it definitely grew when I entered that room. Not taking your BJ's best. Continue.
No, that's about it. I mean, I didn't really go in and want to go over the top. I just thought that, and since I haven't had a chance to give you more samples, I knew that was I felt like that was a pretty solid clip. And you said you got to hear the whole game, so there's
the whole game, maybe most of the game.
I was gonna say, it went by relatively quickly compared to some of the games that I've done on the other end in the past, where we were done and able to get over to the men's game in less than 2 hours. So I think with post game and everything included, we may have we may have cut in maybe 5 minutes of the pregame by the time the post game was done with the women's game, and I'm not sure. I'd have to ask the people behind the scenes how that went. I don't know the timing on it because I wasn't the one back at Master Control behind the
right.
It was a weird experience for me. Instead of being the one saying you're clear on the other end, I was the one in my headset. I was being told you're clear.
Yeah,
and there was also one time where good thing that I didn't say anything terrible because I wasn't, and nobody said, or they said I was and I wasn't or something like that. But I wouldn't do that. It just humorous kind of deals. But anyway, that's BJ's best for this week, Drew. Just getting to call a Division I game for the first time in my life.